Ladies and gentlemen, it might be the last game of the day. So far, we have a lead, a 5-2 lead in this clan war, in this KSL clan war for NSH, and SuperNova is the last player for oGs. He is the last player, and he was also the last player in today's GSTL clan war between oGs and Zenex. So he did a really good job and was able to defeat the last two opponents. Well, now he has to beat a whole team basically, because he needs to defeat 4 players in a row if oGs wants to take this clan war. SuperNova against Seal is the game at hand. We have a Zerg versus Terran once again. The last man standing for oGs is none other than SuperNova, as I already mentioned, and at the top right of Crossfire we have, in the blue colors, Seal for NSH. At the bottom left, SuperNova starts out as the Terran player. He starts in the red, and let's see what's happening on Crossfire. Well, right now, obviously, at the front, the wall-in is going to be completed, and yeah, let's see what Seal's doing. Crossfire is, well, let's put it like this. Everything that you see on Crossfire basically indicates that it's really a bad Zerg map, but it has been in the GSL, well, over the last few months, it has been a pretty decent map for Zerg in the GSL, which is a little bit weird to me, but it's not all that much. Well, the map is not all that huge, so the distance between the maps are quite alright, especially against Protoss, so you can do very well as a Zerg player. But I'm actually interested in what exactly SuperNova has up his sleeve. He will definitely try to get into a good position to attack that third base, and this is really, well, if you get access to the high ground here, then the Terran player can do a lot of damage to his opponent. We have the Overlords already getting into position, and SCV scout for SuperNova, while Seal now knows not just yet that his opponent is going for a very early expansion, for 1 barracks expand, but basically we'll have a good view on what's happening as soon as that Overlord is in position at the second base. We already have the pool being built, no gas just yet for SuperNova, and sorry, not for Seal. SuperNova is now trying to get double refinery. Nothing happening out of the ordinary. Mutalisk are obviously really good on Crossfire, as there are a lot of, well, high grounds, low grounds, where you can just try to flank your opponent, pick off a bunch of units, and make good use of all those areas where they can't follow you, where the Marines can't chase you even with stim. And at the same time, burrowed banelings are really good on Crossfire. There are a lot of small ramps, a lot of choke points where you can borrow banelings, like for example right here on this pathway over here. There's another ramp just to the right with another small, and here. So burrowed banelings are really good on Crossfire. You can do a lot of damage if you burrow a lot of banelings, and even if you don't do all that much damage, you can force your opponent to just build an to just scan on a continuous level, because Terran players are still a little bit too greedy, a little bit too lazy, and some of them might even be a little bit too stupid to build a Raven. And there have been tons of games in the past where a Raven would have helped them so much. Obviously, a Raven is not really a cheap unit, but given the fact that Terran players, when they realize that they are encountering burrowed banelings, are using like 20 scans a game, a Raven would certainly help them, not only with the burrowed banelings, but also to detect the creep tumors and to prevent the Zerg player from spreading his creep further. And, well, we might see a Raven this game, but I actually... Well, so far I have only seen mech Terrans use Raven to their, not really full extent, but to a decent level. So, well, let's see. One of the main questions is obviously if Seal is using a burrowed banelings at all. That is obviously something that's not a given. We have a lot of drones being queued up for him now, so he's trying to once again establish his economy, and that's one of the main questions when you play Zerg. One of the main questions is, when can I build drones? In regards to Terran and Protoss, the question is answered a bit easier, because the best time to build a probe or an SCV is now. So if you on your continuous level produce probes and drones, probes and SCVs, you very rarely make a mistake. It depends on your opponent's strategy, obviously, but it's always a good time to build workers. For a Zerg player, the situation is a little bit different, as you have to choose if you're going to build workers or if you build attack units. If you don't have the lava later on in order to defend against the push, then you are in for a lot of trouble. So Seal now is using a lot of his lava in order to get a decent amount of workers. He only has 9 Zerglings. The Queens are defending against the Hellions and are now even spreading more and more tumors. And the Hellions are still trying to poke in. There are 4 of them again. No, actually there are 6. 6 Hellions, and Seal is trying to catch them off guard. Not really all that successful so far. We have the first Banshee, and here's the Baneling nest. Trying to use the Banelings on this map, while the first Banshee is trying to get into position at the back. Let's see how many drone kills is he going to achieve. We all have 1 Spore Crawler, 3 kills, and the Banshee is able to retreat. Spore Crawler in the main base, Spore Crawler at the expansion, Baneling Nest is done. The lair tech is not ready just yet, so he can't research his burrow upgrade. First scan reveals 2 tumors, actually reveals a third, and he can kill all of those in order to force his opponent back a tiny little bit. In the main base of SuperNova, we have him with a total worker count of 43 now. He is just making sure that at the front everything is tight. We have the third base coming up. And a small engagement in the middle of the map, trying to catch those Hellions off guard. At least killing 1 of them, maybe even the second one. Not quite. Losing a lot of links in the process though. +1 attack is not researched just yet, but he started with a +1 armor upgrade. And here's the Spire. So Mutalisks and Banelings, once again the weapon of choice for Zerg. Seal from NSH. He's getting more and more drones, trying to saturate those bases to their fullest extent before he tries to get a third. And Overseer is morphed as well, probably down at the bottom, exactly trying to have a quick look what's happening in the main base. And he will have a decent read on all the buildings that his opponent is trying to use right now. We even see a Roach Warren. He's even going to build a Roach Warren now. And there's Marine, and he's cancelling immediately. He built the Roach Run because he was not too sure if his opponent would go for some kind of a mech build, and with all those with the Viking, the Banshee, and of course all the Hellions on the map, that would have been a possibility. But as he sees there are more and more barracks being built for SuperNova, he cancels the Roach Warren and is now just happy to research his speed upgrade for the Zerglings, for the Banelings. The speed upgrade for the Zerglings has been done quite a while now. So, yep. 1 Viking trying to chase a bunch of Overlords. Second Overlord kill already for the Viking. The Hellions trying to poke in, and both of the tumors being cancelled. Very nice. Cancelling the tumors, doing a really good job at defending right now. And I have to say that Seal is doing pretty good so far. He's on 2 bases and he definitely needs the third, but he's doing very well so far. The problem for him is that his opponent already has 3 bases. We have a third base at the left side of the map, and SuperNova is already securing it not only with the Planetary Fortress, but he's also throwing down 2 missile turrets. And so far, Seal doesn't have that third base. He's spreading his creep like crazy towards the border top left, and finally that Banshee is being killed. He might even be able to take down the Viking, which would be huge. Trying to focus down the Hellions first. The drone is killed, and therefore the expansion is delayed even more. Finally, the Mutalisks kill most of the Hellions. Well, they will kill all of them. And we have Burrow. Burrow is completed, so now it's the time to use Burrow Banelings as well. He already did it on the last map, but on this map it's all the more effective. And here comes a small attack by SuperNova. 124 supply against 133. The third base is being built, and he's now running up that ramp. He knows exactly what's up, but 4 turrets and a Planetary Fortress are definitely a little bit too much. No borrowed banelings just yet. No, there are none. +1 attack upgrade is about to be finished. And SuperNova is, in regards to his economy, in a good position. But, whoa, the Marines need to be careful. There are a lot of Zerglings and Mutalisks, and they are taking down all the Medivacs, chasing the Marines as well. And there are no tanks, no sieged up tanks just yet. He doesn't have siege mode. He doesn't have the siege mode. We are 14 minutes into the game and he does not have siege mode just yet. Wow, he lost a lot of units right now. And as you can see at the harvester, at the resources lost, 3,700 against 3,300. Now researching siege mode, and wow, that must have been a misstep. He already has 2 tanks and he's building a 3rd. Not getting siege mode is definitely a huge blunder by SuperNova. Should have upgraded a lot earlier. Still, there are no borrowed banelings, nowhere to be found. I'm actually a little bit disappointed in Seal right now. He used borrowed banelings on the last map, and this map is even better in order to get some. And, well, the Russian streamer is lagging a tiny little bit. Maybe even get a 4th base on the right side. 3 bases against 3 right now, trying to get into the main base. We only have, well, we have 2 missile turrets already. He's a little bit too late, Seal that is. SuperNova is already rebuilding his forces, and he's finishing +2/+2 for his Marines. +2/+2 will be done in a few seconds. Focusing down now those upgrade. Well, yep, the Marines. That's not enough Marines, my friend. He could have killed all of them, I guess. +2/+2 is done now, though, and with the Medivacs, he would have lost a bunch of Mutalisks as well, which is not what you want to happen. And yeah. So far, SuperNova didn't scan ahead once. He doesn't have a Raven, so Banelings would be really nice now. But he has a Sensor Tower, which I kind of like. The Banelings, yeah, trying to get into position, but most of them get picked off. Only one survives. 56 Zerglings in production. Well, that's a lot. Finally, 2 borrowed Banelings. The scan didn't reveal them. Mutalisk gets caught off guard. There's the Zerg player's army. Small one trying to prevent SuperNova from getting all too aggressive. A 4th base is being built. This is exactly what Seal wants to accomplish. He wants to make sure that SuperNova is not moving out right now. That and look at how he can just dodge the army, but just flying over those cliffs. I really like that. This is exactly why Mutalisks are so good on a crossfire, while they are a really strong unit on this particular map. There's a small task force that's trying to take down the creep, but the Banelings, they are still alive at the ramp once again. The Xanaga Watchtower gets cleared. Those single Marines just don't accomplish anything for SuperNova. He just feeds his opponent Marine after Marine. The armor upgrade is done, and the armor upgrade for the Flyer indicates that he really wants to fight with the Mutalisks later on. But there's a drop now going on, and he realized already that there's a 4th base, so he's dropping the 4th, trying to take some action, and at the same time, once again, the Mutalisks going for the upgrades. Going for the upgrades now. We have a bunch of Marines, of Changeling Marines, scouting the main base. Did he see them? No, he didn't. And oh god, he needs to. He doesn't realize that there are actually Banelings, and how could he? Oh wow, that scan was so important. He actually didn't try to scan the ramp, he tried to scan ahead a bit, but this scan revealed the Marines, and this was so important. The drop now continues at the natural expansion, and well, Seal has a slight problem at his hand, as he is still on 3 bases, not on 4. The Terran player has a huge amount of minerals banked up, but so does he, and he's getting the +2 armor upgrade for the Flyers now. How many Mutalisks does he actually have? 23 of them, 32 Banelings, and 101 Zerglings. Guys, this is going to be a really close game. We still have a bunch of Zerglings and Banelings in the back. He's trying to get a run by done, but this position on the high ground is just awesome. And now we have the infestation pit. No tier 3 tech just now. Another run by, and he is trying to attack from all sides. He is trying to attack from every side, trying to go for some kind of base race scenario. The Banelings could just bust. They could bust in, and yes, they connect. The Banelings connect, and he's streaming in with all his units. We have a small task force trying to get into position to take down this base, but more and more spine crawlers are being built, and while the Zerg player is now attacking not only the mineral line at the 3rd base with all the Banelings. Oh, that is a slaughter. He takes down all of the SCVs, while the Terran player is now just running into the natural of Seal, taking down that second base and the main base. Look at this amount of wow, spine crawlers. He is just trying to defend with everything he has, and the spine crawlers are doing quite the number on all the Marines. We have 96 supply against 110 in the main base. Once again, the Zerglings roam free, as do the Mutalisks. At the top left, the base dies to the Marine task force of SuperNova, and Seal is dropping in supply even more, while SuperNova is just trying to take down the main base of his opponent. 5 infestors are being built now, but will it be enough? This is certainly a really close game. Army supply 77 for SuperNova against 63 for Seal. Worker supply 19 to 26. An insane game between those two players, but SuperNova, he has so many minerals and gas banked up, but his production buildings are under attack now, and those Mutalisks are in the beautiful position that they can pick off any unit that is being built. The Zerglings are killing building after building, and still SuperNova has not cracked this base. There are still a couple of buildings left for his opponent, and how is he going to fight this army? That's the main question. 25 Marines and 1 Thor, 6 tanks against 18 Mutalisks, 5 infestors, which is huge of course, and 6 banelings. Where are the infestors though? Where are the infestors? I thought they were built in the main base. Apparently they were not. Is there another base being built somewhere on this map? It certainly doesn't look like it. There's no money left for Seal. He can't build anything right now. He can't build another base. He has to fight. The infestors are in a position. I actually would have liked the infestors to be a little bit closer to this base, so that he could try to fungal the Marines, for example. And the Mutalisks are on their way already. The infestors are moving in as well. Is he able to take down this army? 75 supply against 82. Oh my god, if he scouts this. And yes, this is it. This is it. He's fungling like crazy. This is really important. Another fungal doing a good job. The banelings are just moving in now, and another fungal hits the army, and he has to magic box it. No, he doesn't even bother. He's taking it down. What is that can actually kill the Mutalisks? 11 Marines. That should not be enough. But can the STC establish another base? Yes, he does. He has all those barracks. He is supply blocked, heavily supply blocked, and this might turn the tables in favor of Seal. But in the end, how is he going to attack this base? Everything is blocking his path of attack. We have the missile turrets in the back, and as soon as all the supply depots are done, he will be in a position where he can just take down every single where he can just produce units and take down every single unit. Those infested Terrans are obviously a really good strategy, but still, is it gonna be enough? He can't build another base, and there are so many Marines queued up for SuperNova right now. 35 supply against 60. Seal has a huge lead, but how is he supposed to stop this? How is he supposed to stop this army? Maybe with infestors? He still has 5 left. They are going to recharge energy. He might be able to do something about it, about this base of his opponent. He just has to try to use his infestors to their fullest extent. This is going to be the most important thing. How much damage can he deal with infestors? The game is not over yet, but it's a tight spot for Seal now. More and more tanks and of course Marines are built now. And while he's picking off a lot of production buildings and add-ons with the Mutalisks, there is just an increasing number of Marines, and we are going to see another Thor. And as soon as the Thor enters the game, I feel there is a huge problem for Seal, and he might not be able to win the game. That factory is posing quite a threat to Seal right now, and he realizes it, trying to take down not only the add-on but the factory itself. But this is going to be difficult, especially with another stim being used, and those infestors are just trying to, they are only waiting. They're waiting for the Marines to be baited into their range so they can use another fungal. This is exactly what they're doing, but the Thor is going to pop out in just a mere matter of seconds, and with 37 to 42 supply, I feel like this game is over. There's the Thor, and although he's getting all those infested Terrans, Seal will not win this game. What a finish. SuperNova is taking on Seal, and in a desperate attempt, Seal is trying to break through the defenses of our Terran player from Team oGs, but has to leave the game. Very, very well done by Seal, but SuperNova proved to be his superior.